Doing 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 doing
Hello and welcome to another show here. Just doing some testing. Fix my hat here. It is we got snowed in this week, so I've been home all week. Out here in the stream shed. Got it all warmed up here and kind of didn't do anything for a couple of days, but I needed to get out here and try to keep working on this show. And I'm just going to kind of work on it live here with everybody watching so you can just kind of see how I'm working and how I'm thinking about it all. So I'm actually recording or actually streaming this with Meld Studio. I'm on a PC and I've got two monitors. I'm watching my stream health right here, and then I'll use it for websites and stuff I want to talk about. And then, demos, tutorials, things like that. Got some of my lighting set up. I still want to do some stuff back here. I like the TV. I got to touch up some paint behind me, but I'm going to put some lights. We need a lot of lights. So, but I'm still just trying to work through the show, and I've got some of it set up here on my my Stream Deck. And I think we'll go here to a couple segments here. Let's go to, now I'm just kind of working through the flow. I'm kind of working through how things look. So we're going to go to scene 2 here. Scene 2 is what I'm seeing. So you can see it on the computer here. Scene 3. This is a different view. So you can see the whole screen and me to the side. Let's say if I was doing a tutorial, let's see, looking at a website, I could do that. I could probably scale that up, do a few things different. So I'm trying to play around with how I want this to look. So every website's a little different. The sizing's a little different. So if you see scene 2, there's a little more full website kind of view that I want to use. So as I go through the website, we can talk about things. We'll see it there. I found that it's harder for if I'm watching a video. Let's see. So let's just look at my YouTube channel here. Looks pretty good there. If I watch a video, let's watch an old video here. So it kind of cuts off the video. So you can see that there, which might make more sense to go to scene 3. There we go if we're looking at websites that way. Or I can do something more like this. I like this one too. So this is something we'll work with. A lot of it is just trying to figure out how I want it to look. You know, I want everybody able to read it. I want it to be large enough. I don't want to be in the way, but I still want to be in the scene. So I can control all of that. Let's see what else here. Again, working on all the graphics. What I was trying to do, let's see if I can find this. Let's listen to this right here and actually set this up here. This is what started me thinking about all this. There we go, scene 2. So why I started this show, or why I want to start this show, is to talk about being a creative, being a creator, making a living being a creator, and everything's kind of changing, you know, from being a filmmaker to I just took a new job. This is my second week, third week, second week. And the whole week's I've been stuck at home due to snow. But I'm the director of television at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. And I'm going to be relaunching the TV station. I'm going to be teaching production classes, nonlinear editing, a lot of that kind of good stuff. So what we've got to do, what I've got to do is I start really thinking about this is how we're putting people or kids out into the world after they come to us and learn at the television station. And so I've got to develop content for the station. I got to develop, you know, use cases, branding, marketing. I'm kind of revamping the whole station. And so that's going to be something I'm going to be vlogging about. So you can follow along here. But for this show, I just kind of want to concentrate on the business of being a creator and where the industry is going. So I'm going to play this right here. And this is from the CEO of YouTube. And I'm going to just let this run and it will read for us. And we're going to go through it together. And I might pause it. And I got the heater baking in here. So I'm going to start this and I'm going to step out for just a second and turn down the heater in here.
By Neal Mohan, CEO, YouTube. As we enter 2026, the lines between creativity and technology are blurring, sparking a new era of innovation. This inflection point requires ambitious bets. YouTube is the epicenter of culture. Our creators are reinventing entertainment and building the media companies of the future, and we continue to be the best place for them to grow a business. YouTube has the scale, community, and technological investments to lead the creative industry into this next era. As we look ahead, here are our priorities for 2026. Number 1. Reinventing entertainment. Creators are the new stars and studios. While technology unlocks new creative possibilities, it's YouTube creators and artists who are leading the way to reinvent entertainment. Our creators and artists. Viewers come to YouTube to immerse themselves in the biggest cultural moments. They want a front row seat to the Super Bowl action from creators like Jesser and Kay Adams, full red carpet coverage from the Oscars, and the immersive fandom experience surrounding a Taylor Swift or BTS album release. We offer it all. YouTubers are buying studio-sized lots in Hollywood and beyond to pioneer new formats and produce beautifully produced, must-see TV. The era of dismissing this content as simply UGC is long over. These are shows built by creators who greenlight themselves. Look at Julian Shapiro Barnum. His upcoming series Outside Tonight is a first-of-its-kind late-night experience built for the digital age. When creators hold the keys to their own production and distribution, the only limit is their imagination.
So I'm going to pause that right there. We're going to go through a few of these. Now, one of the things that I've been back in 2008, I saw this coming and I had a startup company trying to start a internet television station. So, and this really is just about distribution, right? And YouTube is free distribution. And you can get access everywhere. It's on your TV, it's on your phone, it's on your computer. You know, when I started, it was all on the computer and a lot of people didn't get it at that time, but I think everybody gets it now. But the thing is like, if you read there, YouTubers are buying studio size lots. I'm not buying those kinds of lots, and I don't know a lot of people that are. Most of the creators that I know are just barely getting by. They probably aren't even making a whole lot of money. They're getting a few brand deals here and there. But I think that the switch comes from, yeah, everything looks great on YouTube. Everybody has great cameras. You have products like Meld here that are free to do all this kind of stuff, the interaction and the streaming and all that good stuff. And editing and making, but now you got to make a show. You got to make things that kind of stand out and people want to watch. And so that's where the traditional television experience that I have kind of is coming back into play. As we're teaching at the university and looking at TV station, everything is TV now. So podcast or vodcasts, audio, video, it's all one thing. People are just cutting it down for different things. We can stream horizontal, we can stream vertical, we can do the two at the same time. It just really depends on the platform. Now, like I said, I don't know a lot of people that are making enough money to go build a studio. I did meet one lady here that built a studio, creative studio, and she did nails. So she did nail art. She said she made quite a bit of money, bought a studio, and was kind of renting it out to other creators. I've not been in there since she opened. Don't know if she's still open, but I thought that was pretty cool. But when you start really trying to make this a business, quit your job, go put down a couple grand a month on a studio, then you have to have all the employees. It's kind of a big uphill battle. So the way I'm kind of approach it for me is, as a solo creator here in the Stream Shed, what can I do? So this is one show that I will do, talking about the business of all of this and my experience, plus, the business side, the marketing side, what you can do. I don't want to get in too much into the equipment. I've got all kinds of mix mash of equipment. It's kind of like what you can afford. And I think you have to do it as cheap as you can right now, especially if you're starting out. Like I said, I don't know a ton of people that are buying Hollywood-sized studios. There's only a few Mr. Beasts. Most of the people, Colin Samir, Gary Vaynerchuk, all these people got in early and they made a lot of money. Now, maybe they can now, but I think the bigger challenge is studios are changing. They're learning that they don't have to have these big, they're just making YouTube content in their mind. Netflix are making all their own movies, but I think the budgets have come down. But the skill set still needs to be there. The writers still need to be there. AI is putting a lot into this, the AI slot part of it. It's also speeding things up. It's doing graphics and design work that helps people go faster and cheaper. So this is all kind of coming together. So we're going to kind of go through all this. Let's continue listening.
Every format on every screen. Whether they're watching on a small screen in their hand or the largest screen in their home, viewers choose YouTube for an unmatched breadth of content. Long form, shorts, music videos, live streams, podcasts, and more. From niche interests to global trends, viewers are finding what they love on Shorts, which now averages 200 billion daily views. This year we'll bring even more variety to Shorts by integrating different formats, like image posts, directly into the feed, making it easier to stay connected with your favorite creators. We're also investing in music, whether it's helping you find your next go-to artist, uncovering the stories behind the songs that move you, or making it easier to discover and experience new releases. YouTube has been #1 in streaming watch time in the US for nearly 3 years, according to Nielsen. YouTube is the new TV because creators are the new prime time. Ms. Rachel's 2 Children's and Family Emmy nominations prove that creators are defining this next era of entertainment. It's a powerful start, but we need to see more recognition like this. YouTube TV. Building on our success in the living room, we're driven by the simple belief that TV should be easy. We'll soon launch fully customizable multi-view and more than 10 specialized YouTube TV plans spanning sports, entertainment, and news, all designed to give subscribers more control. YouTube has become the single best destination for viewers who want limitless ways to watch, and we're proud to build that very best experience for the next generation. Number 2. Building the best place for kids and teens. Kids and teens rely on YouTube to learn and connect, both inside and outside the classroom. According to a 2025 Kantar survey, 93% of 18 to 27-year-old viewers in the U.S. agree that YouTube helps them learn new skills. And according to a 2025 Oxford Economics survey, 79% of U.S. teachers who use YouTube agree it helps students learn. Our goal is to ensure YouTube remains a place for exploration while empowering parents to guide the journey.
So I think that's one of the biggest reasons I use YouTube. I do all my own maintenance on my cars. There's things I fix around the house. YouTube is invaluable for those things. So if you're an educational business or you have those skill sets in those niches, I think YouTube is stellar. It is still hard trying to figure out how you're going to make money. Now, a lot of the things is in the past, it's been, brand deals, trying to get enough scale to get enough ad revenue, and then selling things, courses, all this other kind of stuff. So if you already have a product, YouTube is great. If you're selling that product, you're just really your YouTube channel just becomes a giant commercial for that product. But if you're just a creative like myself, I don't have a product, I don't really want to make a product right now. So it's going to be this content is the one product, but I can't really charge for it. The other challenge is I always feel is I'm still only at 157 followers. So I'm not even in the creator program yet. So can't even really make money until you get in the creator program. So you got to build content, so sometimes it feels like an uphill battle.
When it comes to kids and teens, we have a strong track record of offering age-appropriate experiences, from the launch of the YouTube Kids app in 2015 to a supervised experience for preteens in 2021. This year we'll make it easier for parents to set up new kid accounts and easily switch between accounts, ensuring that everyone in the family is in the right viewing experience. Last week we announced updates to strengthen and simplify parental controls, reflecting our core belief that parents should decide what's right for their families. Parents will soon be able to control how much time their kids and teens spend scrolling shorts, including setting the timer to 0, an industry first. This is all in service of empowering parents to protect their kids in the digital world, not from the digital world. Number 3.
So if you think about, just recently with the changes in public broadcasting closing, I know here in Arkansas, they completely, killed the affiliation with PBS for our public broadcasting station here. They're going to run it on their own, make their own content. And, I grew up with Sesame Street and Electric Company, and all my kids did too. And so now they're moving those to YouTube. So in this world, it kind of makes sense. So the challenge is, like, I'm still trying to struggle with what broadcast TV is, over the air TV, because I don't know a lot of people that still watch it. Sure, there's a lot of people, they don't want to pay subscriptions. They want to get an antenna and do those kinds of things. But that's always a challenge. Even if you watch, I started in local news. All the local news stations now have, a YouTube channel. They're splitting off they're making podcasts with like their on-air talents. They're just trying to make more and more content and put it on these areas like Facebook and YouTube and put it everywhere besides the broadcast TV.
Powering the creator economy. YouTube remains the original and largest creator economy. Creators call us home because we offer the most stable path to earn. In the past 4 years alone, we've paid over $100 billion to creators, artists, and media companies. This success fuels economies. In 2024 in the U.S., YouTube's ecosystem contributed $55 billion to GDP and supported more than 490,000 full-time jobs as creators built businesses and hired employees within their communities. More ways for creator to earn. For every idea a creator dreams up, we provide the business model to match. This year we'll continue to invest in different ways to earn, from shopping and brand deals to fan funding features like jewels and gifts. We know these are important revenue streams, especially outside the U.S., for creators like Santiago Matias, who uses Super Chat as a way for fans to influence the outcome of his hit reality series. We're focused on making YouTube a premier shopping destination because viewers trust product and brand recommendations from creators, like Vineet Malhotra, who drove millions of dollars in YouTube shopping GMV in 2025. With over 500,000 creators already in YouTube shopping, we're focused on frictionless commerce. Soon, when a creator like Chris and Dominique recommends a product, you'll be able to buy it without leaving the YouTube app. Accelerating brand deals. Brand partnerships are critical, So we're making it easier for influencer marketing agencies and brands to find and hire creators and execute successful campaigns through our Creator Partnerships Hub. We're also giving creators new tools to make these partnerships successful, like the ability to add a link to a brand's site in Shorts or swap out a branded segment once a deal concludes, transforming back catalogs into recurring revenue streams. We're committed to building the most diversified economy in the world, one that turns a creator's unique vision into a sustainable global business.
So let's take that part right there. So it kind of lays out every way you can make money, but you can't do any of that until you get enough followers and get in the creator program. I made a little app the other day that looked through all of my channel to see when I would be monetized. At the rate I'm going, it would take me 25 years. So it's really, really hard uphill battle because yes, you can choose yourself, you can stream, but a lot of the people that I know, they're not making any money. They're doing it because they love to do it, or they've, committed to this idea that you got to just do it for 5 years, put up all the content, and it'll come to you. I'm not 100% on board with that. I know I need to make more content. I need to make more consistency, but I don't want to wait 25 years to get monetized. So that has to scale up. The brand partnerships and agencies and all that stuff is going to be a great deal. I mean, it's just like we did in television. You had sales reps that talked to ad agencies that bought commercials and bought time. And I think that's just, shopping channels. QVC's always been that way. I worked for a company where we did live movies where you would sell siding, those kind of siding commercials inside the movie that were kind of call now type commercials, all lead magnets, all that stuff. Is just kind of all of the infrastructure, all the concepts, everything is the same. It's just the distribution channel is more open to everybody. That said, that makes it harder to get discovered. So discovery is one of the hardest parts. You can't, there's not just 4 or 5 channels. You can't guarantee that any one place is watching the same thing. That's why live sports are so important right now, is because that's the one thing everybody, you can bet, are pretty much watching at the same time. So when you put a commercial in there, like the Super Bowl or just a regular sports game. So all sports are kind of exploding, from kids sports to, all of these fringe sports, they're doing live streaming. So there's a lot of jobs in these, I think, for around that. And then the content around these brands. So like the creators that say work for an NBA team that are trying to constantly capture all this behind the scenes and all these moments and cutting it up for the next day. There's a lot of work to be done here. I mean, there is. And, if you learn these creative skills, you can go work for a company. For me, I'm trying to approach this for me as a solo creator, and what can I do to do the things that I love to do, which I want to focus on creative content. I like movies and film. Can I do this on YouTube? So let's continue here. Oh, and the brand partnership, or you'll be able to swap out ads and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's just like running, an ad server or something when you worked in TV.
Number 4. Supercharging and safeguarding creativity. For years, AI has been the quiet engine behind our most important innovations, like recommending the next video for you to watch or helping us keep violative content off the platform. To build on this momentum, there are 4 areas we must get right in 2026. The new creative frontier. Just as the synthesizer, Photoshop, and CGI revolutionized sound and visuals, AI will be a boon to the creatives who are ready to lean in. On average, more than 1M channels used our AI creation tools daily in December. This year you'll be able to create a short using your own likeness, produce games with a simple text prompt, and experiment with music. Throughout this evolution, AI will remain a tool for expression, not a replacement. AI transparency and protections. It's becoming harder to detect what's real and what's AI generated. This is particularly critical when it comes to deepfakes. We clearly label content created by YouTube's AI products, and creators must disclose when they've created realistic altered or synthetic content. Because labels aren't always enough, we remove any harmful synthetic media that violates our community guidelines. We're also building on the foundation of Content ID, a system our partners have trusted for well over a decade, to equip creators with new tools to manage the use of their likeness in AI-generated content. Finally, we remain committed to protecting creative integrity by supporting critical legislation like the No Fakes Act. Managing AI slop. The rise of AI has raised concerns about low-quality content, aka AI slop. As an open platform, we allow for a broad range of free expression while ensuring YouTube remains a place where people feel good spending their time. Over the past 20 years, we've learned not to impose any preconceived notions on the creator ecosystem. Today, once odd trends like ASMR and watching other people play video games are mainstream hits. But with this openness comes a responsibility to maintain the high-quality viewing experience that people want. To reduce the spread of low-quality AI content, we're actively building on our established systems that have been very successful in combating spam and clickbait, and reducing the spread of low-quality, repetitive content.
So I think AI is really important. A lot of this is happening because of AI. And that's, as a solo entrepreneur, solo creator, you're going to have to lean into AI, whether that's using something like Opus Clips to help you edit faster, pull out clips, or even just the AI when you're making graphics and stuff, that are helping you cut out people, or, it's kind of everywhere right now. It's been around us for a long time. We call it the algorithm. There was new filters, there were new, Photoshop would do new cutouts and things like that. It made it easier. This auto cutout, cutting out someone from a picture. But that's all AI. It's just rebranded as AI. It's machine learning. It's just doing it better, quicker. I've been using ChatGPT. I just switched to Manus AI. I use AI a lot for concepting, brainstorming. I've built websites with it. I built some of these graphics with it. So you need to lean into that. There's a million of them, a million different ones, whether it's video creation or I know a lot of people that are putting out AI slop right now because they're just excited to get to it. I've seen some AI slop commercials on broadcast television that were just terrible, but they're going to keep pushing and keep trying. And I know everybody is. And I wouldn't, I'm not going to say I'm not one to say I'm never using AI. I'm using AI every day. And so it'll all kind of, society will kind of figure out, right? I mean, what's the ethics of it all. So I think not using AI would be like me saying I'm only going to shoot film. I'm not going to shoot digital. It's a choice. I could do that, and you could have, and it's still a valid format, and it would be great to do, but it's super expensive, labor intensive, probably not for me, unless you have a huge budget. But then again, some of these YouTube channels, you're going to have a huge budget to go buy this big studio, right? So lean into AI, find the ones you like, learn how to prompt. There's tons of, actually YouTube, you can watch a ton of, videos. You can learn how to prompt and things like that. So I would start leaning into AI, and we'll see how it all shakes out as far as the ethics of it and what you can get copyrighted, what belongs to you, what belongs to the AI company, what belongs to YouTube. Those are all the big questions. Who owns what?
Transforming the viewer experience. AI will act as a bridge between curiosity and understanding. In December alone, more than 20 million users learned more about the content they watched through our Ask tool, asking questions like, "What's the story behind this song's lyrics?" or "What ingredients do I need to make this recipe?" We're also using AI to make more videos accessible. In December, YouTube averaged more than 6 million daily viewers who watched at least 10 minutes of auto-dubbed content. Ultimately, we're focused on ensuring AI serves the people who make YouTube great, the creators, artists, partners, and billions of viewers looking to capture, experience, and share a deeper connection to the world around them. A bet on the future. I'm often asked to predict who the most important creator on YouTube will be in 5 or 10 years. My answer is always the same. It's someone you've never heard of, and that person is starting their channel today. And that's what makes me so energized to continue building the stage for this generation and the ones to come. 1. The Gauge Report.
All right. Well, that was all of that. So it's changing. It's been changing for a long time. It just feels like it's compressed. You've got Netflix trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, all of that stuff's going on. You kind of get some consolidation happening. A lot of the stuff is this is one of the things this show is about. There's so many things I want to talk about and want to cover. So I'm going to have to probably do at least a show weekly on what's happening. Right. So, how are you going to make it? How are you going to make it in this? If you're a creative, if you're a filmmaker, a musician, I get a lot of people, excuse me. I get a lot of people ask me all the time. I've had someone that was launching a record, ask me to help them. I got people that have, podcasts and shows that have great content, are frustrated because they're not making any money. They don't really know how to make any money. I got a lot of people asking me to make shows and do things, and they don't even know, how to film it or how to record it. But that's always been that way. So, hey, I got some content here. There's Tristan Turner. What's up, buddy? One of my Mr. Frozone. He's over there in Phoenix, I think. So good to see you. I have to go to my channel here so I can type back. What song? He's going to make me a song. So let me show you what I need, Tristan. I'm going to play my open. Okay. We're going to go to my open here real quick. It's very simple. That's my open. And then I have a countdown screen. Countdown.
Skewing.
So I made up all those things. So I would love to have something. I need a theme song. I need an opening song I could use for marketing. I want my own song. So I don't know if that one that you posted would be the right one or not. Maybe you could think about it, but I would love to work with you on that. And so yeah, a custom stinger sound, that would be great too. So just a package, right? So I think that this all becomes more TV. These are what we did in television. You got to have an open, you got to have a stinger, you got to have all of these different things. And I'm just lucky enough to know Tristan Frozone. He is in a group that I'm in with another YouTube, or used to be a big YouTube creator. He's like doing a lot of Twitch now and Instagram if you follow Henny the Business. So he has a Patreon that we all get into once a month or so, and it's all musicians. So these are all people that are trying to make it too. They're trying to launch music and make music. And so that's what this show is going to be about, is try to help people that are creative. How do we navigate this space? I'm choosing to do this show, the New Creative Live. I love doing live. Been working on this setup here. I'm going to get graphics in the television. I've got lower thirds that I got to make. I've already made some. I'm going to change them, but like say, here's a lower third. We got, some confetti that'll pop out. Like, hey, Tristan, I've got my soundboard here for Rodecaster, which I've never uploaded new sounds to it, so I need to make stinger sounds for that. So that's something you could help me with, Tristan. We could put sounds in my Rodecaster. I have some segment stuff that I was working on. See if these still work. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to segments. This is the goal for the show. So, example, creator economy, M&A heats up, Paramount sues Warner Brothers over Netflix deal. UAE creators can now sell globally on Amazon. So this is a sample of some of the stuff that I want to be doing. You see I need to set my camera there different. But I've got a tech segment. I got a gear segment. Platform segment. Regulation and policy. And crafting culture. So some of those, I don't even know if I'm going to go. I haven't decided yet if I want to do turn all these off here. I don't know if I want to do the graphics like this right here. God, so hard. I haven't decided. I kind of wanted to do all that. It does make a lot of work. So we are trying to. So I'm trying not to overthink it. So I'm just going to be starting to go live and start build this as I go. Got to put content out there. We got to get seen. We got to get discovered. If this interests you, please subscribe. You can tip me at the Ko-fi, Brent Collins. As you can see, the chat shows up there. I am, let's see. Let me see. I've got, trying to figure out what else I got here. Yeah, so if you want to follow along, I'll be starting to build this show out some more. I'll just go live from now, just subscribe. I'll be going live. I'll be going to build the show out. I need to work on some more graphics. Let's go to and decide how I want all this to work. So, and then I get to program all this into my Stream Deck so I don't have to push the buttons. But like there's the logo that I came up with. And you can see that's kind of like the splash page. And right now I'm working on, this is a bug. So I downloaded that. Did I download it as a download? I didn't. All right. So what I was going to do, I can just do this live here. So I use a lot of Canva. I have Illustrator and Photoshop and all that stuff. But Canva's just quick and easy. So I'm going to download this current page as a PNG and make it transparent. We're going to download it and we're going to call it the new creative bug. Now let's see if we can place this in here into my wide shot. I'm going to add an image. Add add an image. There it is. Hopefully the alpha comes through, and there it is. So now we can take this. I'm scaling this down. There's our bug. Maybe it's over here. Maybe it's up there. These are all things we got to figure out. So looks pretty good there because I got my all the chat is there. Of course, that should get covered up by the lower third. I could put it on top. So we just change that. Let me see. Lower third on top. Should be on top of that bug. So we'll figure it out. I'm either going to, it could be over here. Bug's usually on the right hand side. And then you see I have the chat. I can move the chat. Let me do the chat. We'll just move it above. And I'm probably going to stand more this way. Then I think, do I need to put a box behind the chat? I can do all that. So just a lot. So I can hide the chat here. Bring it back. So these are all the things I need to think about. So in this setup, if this is the way I'm going to sit, it might work better to chat. Bring it over here. Then you want to get up into the TV. So I can put a box there. I can make it more like this and actually make an actual scene where I've got video, me, guests, chat. So I'll be working on that. So oh, accidentally hit that button. Then we're going to get multiple cameras in the scenes. Let's see, what else can we go over? You can see like the lower thirds that I made. Let me pull that up again, because we'd want to put that above the lower thirds. All right, so there's lower thirds. Actually made that in Canva, and this is it right here. Well, that was the first one. I didn't like that one as much because what I had to do is put it on a green screen and then key it. So it's animated. I use the animate to animate all the elements in Canva. Export as a movie with the green background, and then just bring it in and key it out. So that's how I got that. Same thing. I made all my segments. So I could go in here and just make everything pretty quick. Because what you have to do is try to produce a show by yourself. It becomes a challenge. One of the other things I've been using a lot is Manus AI. So I'm using this to come up with, descriptions, the kind of the brand of the show, what I want it to be, descriptions, all that kind of good stuff. But I also did a cool show prep. If I tell it to show prep, it will go out and find the stories for the week, which is pretty handy. I just tell it to go get ready to produce the show and do show prep. It will go through and find, still working on it. I just wanted to find like maybe 10 stories, and then I, as an editor, would choose the top, say, 4 or 5 that I want to cover. So that's one of the things I'm working on. I've used it to make a website, and actually it works really good. I used to make an app. Let's see, social analytics dashboard was an app I made with this. So this was the one that I had done. Let's see here. Let's go to it real quick. I actually coded this, and I did this with AI. And so it was really cool. And let me do this one here so you can see it better. There we go. So this is what really got me thinking about all this. So basically, I used Manus AI to build this app. And this app pulls in my YouTube channel, and I gave it some descriptors. It pulls down all my analytics, but I wanted it to give me the top 5 performers, the latest live, the newest uploads, the last 5 live streams, and a summary of all the viewership. But then down here, I've got monetization timeline, 25.8 years at the current rate I'm going. And then it gave me some little goals. I've already hit, all of these goals. I still have some uncovered goals to hit. So this is the coloring, everything was done. It's kind of told it what I wanted to do, what I wanted to look like. I've changed some colors. The teal and orange are going to be my colors for the show. That's reminiscent of the first show I did, the stream show. I just like the color palette. And, maybe I open this up and let other people put in their channel. We haven't gotten that far yet. Just still trying to make it work for me. But, so I got to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've got to get to 4,000 watch hours. And like you said here, 25.8 years to current growth rate, projected October 24th, 2051. And then it's got some strategies there. So that's what you can do with AI. So I've never been a coder, so I love I did this with Manus AI, and Manus is using a lot of different AIs to do stuff. I just decided to pay for it instead of paying for the ChatGPT. So that I just wanted to do that. So we're gonna go back to my wide shot here, and so I think I'm gonna close it down for tonight. And still need to work on all this. I need to decide, do I want how I want the graphics to look? Do I want how I want the chat to work? So there's just a lot of stuff to do. So there's a lot of widgets on here on this page. Like if you're a gamer, I'm using the same like stream elements. So when people subscribe and when people tip or do anything, you'll see alerts and things like that. And what I need to do is I need to replicate this on every page so they stay consistent throughout the page. And as I get more and more cameras, I'm just using one web camera right now. I've got another camera set up, and I've got it set up through a Rodecaster so I can switch cameras with the Rodecaster video, which is pretty handy. So that's it. Building scenes, trying to get this thing going. And Tristan says the stinger is almost done. He's really, really good, guys. So I tell you what, I will, since Tristan's watching, Tristan, I'm about to close out for the night, but let's talk offline. I would love to have you on the next show because I need to practice getting guests in Meld Studio. And it uses, how would I think? So it's not, they don't have the guest part built in. So I'll have to use something called Video Ninja. And it's just something I need to work through. And it's practicing by yourself never works. So I need to practice it live. You could be a guest, get our time straight because I know you're in Phoenix. So we're in different time zones. But what I'd love to do is if you would be willing to come on, we would show how you made the stinger and kind of your process. So that way introduce more people to my buddy Frozone, and that would be awesome. So Tristan, hit me up. And thanks again for watching. I'm going to close out with the open because I haven't made a closer. So these are all things you have to make. Tristan said he's down. All right, we'll see Tristan next show and see what kind of what he made for us. We'll see you guys later.